Hey guys, I'm Natalie. This is Hey It's a Good Life, and I'm so glad you're here. Today is day 12 of the vlog, and I've got a couple things that I'm going to work on in the garden today, and I thought I would bring you guys along. So without further ado, let's get into it. So yesterday I applied diatomaceous earth everywhere. It gave everything a really nice coating of it because this is the season of grubs, and grubs already infested my buddleia tree, which I hold so dear to my heart. It was one of the first plants we got as a married couple, so definitely want to keep that alive, and I'm super sad that grubs got to it, but luckily we got to it in time. And that just served as a really good reminder that everything needs to be protected from grub infestation and snails and all of that. So I applied a nice thick covering of diatomaceous earth to the whole garden, every single plant, garden beds, the organic garden, all the potted plants and flowers, so everything is protected, hopefully, from grubs. And I hope that also addresses this problem that I've been having with, I think it's like a slug. I don't know, it kind of also looks like a caterpillar. Nobody's been able to help me identify it just yet. So I'll try and put a picture or a video of that somewhere right here. Anyway, with all that said, just a couple things that I would like to change out here today. I do want to move the bird bath. I'm going to move that a little bit closer to our patio and see if we can't attract some more birds with it. Let's do this. So talk about repurposing stuff that you already own. This little stand thing that I made is a 1x2 that I had laying around the house, which I painted black. And then I used some scrap wood to make an X on the top to screw it in to an old, I guess this would be like a cookie tin. It's traditionally, like that, and then you cook stuff on it. And then I just flipped it upside down and screwed it to the top. These are two shepherd's hooks that I got at the dollar store. They're like 24 inches tall, and then these are some black zip ties that I got from Lowe's. Well, as per usual, it's kind of a jerry rig with things that I have laying around the house. Maybe I should ask an engineer. Something huge just landed on the tomato cage. I have a feeling he was probably one of those big tomato hornworms, but in the moth form. And if he's thinking about laying eggs, he's got the wrong idea. Oliver. Something else I've been wanting to try for a while is making homemade worm tea. Now, I got these from my aunt, and she said that they're worm castings, but everything that I'm familiar with or that I've found online, worm castings are usually like a dark, it's really, really light. It almost reminds me of like psyllium husk or something. I've used it to fertilize before and it worked awesome, and we really didn't even make a tea out of it, we just put it straight on the plants. But I am going to try and make a tea out of it and see if that yields different results, so I figured I'd film it and take you guys along for the ride. So back to the products, we've got this stuff, which we're going to call worm castings even though I'm not sure it's totally worm castings. Got this pump that I got on Amazon, some blackstrap molasses, an old sock, and some masking tape. Alright, so I've got this filled up and I'm going to cinch it off with some tape, and then I'm going to tape it to the side of my bin. Alright, now all that's left to do is add water to my bin, add some molasses, and get the pump going. I'm about halfway through filling this up, and I just remembered that tap water is treated with chemicals to decrease the number of bacteria in the water. So I'm not going to let that stop me now at this point. I'm just going to keep going. But I did read online that one way to overcome the chlorination in tap water is to just let the water set for a night, for 24 hours. So if I could do this again, which I'm committed at this point, so I'm not going to, but if I could do it again, I would fill this up with 5 gallons of water, let it sit for 24 hours, and then come back to it and do the process that I'm about to do. I have no idea if I did this right, but hopefully this works out. All right, it's been 24 hours. Let's check out the worm tea. Okay, so talk about getting creative in my tiny space with the resources I have available to me. We don't have a lot of space living in an apartment. We don't have that many resources, so I just used what we had and the space that we had to make this happen. And now I've got some all organic fertilizer full of bacteria and healthy fungi that are going to help my plants grow exponentially. The last time I used this fertilizer, I used it just as a powder and I applied it topically to our garden beds at the school garden. I'm really hoping that using this worm tea, like a fertilizer in liquid form, will yield an even better result. What I'm going to do instead of moving this giant vat of worm tea is I'm going to fill up an old water jug and take it in small trips out to the garden. So I've just gone ahead and cut the top off of this so I can fill it a little quicker. Just gotta get my worm tea real quick. Ooh. Okay, my crawdad catching experiment went really bad. That crawfish just like,
I'm still here. You didn't catch me. I'm right here and you can't catch me.
oh, it's like he's just taunting me. Yeah, and as far as the whole worm tea thing goes, this is really more of an experiment. That's why I'm putting it in the vlog and not in the how-to section, because I don't really know what I started off with. What I got was a gift, and I was told it was worm castings, and I think it was like a percentage of worm castings in topsoil. I'm not really sure. What I've done is I really diluted it, 4-to-1 mixture of 3 parts water to 1 part fertilizer, and then I hosed everything off really well afterwards. So we shall see how this turns out, and if it turned out well, then I'll probably turn it into a how-to video, get a little bit more into detail as like what exactly is going on and why is this such a great fertilizer and stuff like that. For now, we're in the experiment phase, and that's okay with me because you gotta experiment when you're gardening. Alright guys, well that's it for me tonight. I'm gonna go head in and eat some dinner. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it's helpful to you. Helps you feel like you can accomplish a lot in your tiny space. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want more from me, be sure to hit that subscribe and that bell button. And if you guys have questions, comments, or concerns, definitely drop me a line down below in the comment section because I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much, you guys, and I'll see you next time.